Hello everyone, I'm putting together this video to propose some changes to the Feet First armor passive found on the Halo ODST Legendary Warbond. As it stands, the perks on this are a bit underwhelming, and there are many armors that provide more impactful bonuses, making it hard to want to choose this over those. Now, I will say that I pretty much use this armor exclusively, despite its shortcomings, just because I'm a fan of the IP, but I'm using it in spite of the passive, not because of it. So let's get into what I think would improve this armor passive while also holding to the same design philosophy that the armor is going for. So as you can see here, I have the armor passive up as it stands currently, and then I'm going to put up my proposed changes here. Alright, so first point here, wearer makes 50% less noise when moving. I didn't change this. I think this is okay. It's serviceable. It's most useful against the Illuminate. The Illuminate detect the player more from noise than any of the other factions, and it's noticeable against them. I think this doesn't need to be changed, or I don't have the expertise to say whether or not it should be changed, so I'm just leaving it how it is. Next one, increase point of interest identification range by 30%. I kept that the same as well. Base range is like 70-ish meters, so this brings it up to close to 100. That's fine. It's not like super impactful, but there are some niche cases where that may be helpful in a match. It probably could be buffed a little bit, maybe to 50% or something, but it's not a major pain point. And the final and most significant change, to go along with immunity to leg injury, I have added negates fall damage and reduces recovery time when landing on your feet. Alright, let me address why this is not good as it is right now. Having total immunity from leg damage is useless most of the time. Anytime you break a limb or you take enough damage that you could break a limb, you're just gonna stim. So, and the stim repairs the limb if you have a broken limb. So I take damage to my leg, it breaks. It doesn't matter now if as soon as I stim, the passive giving me immunity to leg injury doesn't matter anymore, whether I have it or whether I don't. The stim completely replaces the need for having immunity to the leg injury. If I take enough damage that I need to stim, then it does not matter if my leg is broken at that point or not. And this gets into the change that I made and why it synergizes with what's already there. I'm very adamant about the full negation of all fall damage up into, or so long as you are landing on your feet. What this means is that if you fall and you land on your feet, you don't take damage. But if you fall from a height that you would go into ragdoll, then you take fall damage like normal. This only affects you if you land on your feet. This is important because as soon as you take enough damage that you need to stim, then everything else does not matter. The immunity to leg injury, it doesn't matter anymore. The reduction in, like, if it was just a reduction in fall damage and it didn't negate it completely, as soon as you take enough damage that you're like, well, I don't feel comfortable running around, with a quarter of my health missing, so I'm just gonna stim. As soon as you stim, the passive doesn't matter. It needs to be a full negation of all fall damage in order for it to be worth in order for it to have any meaningful effect. Okay, now I'm going to just show a clip of the recovery time that I'm talking about and how I think it should change. Alright, so here you can see me run up to this ledge here, drop down, and there's like almost no recovery time. I pretty much land and keep moving. Up from the top of this building now, though, jump off, land, lose about a third of my health, and about a second and a half of recovery time before I can start running again. So this second and a half recovery time would be converted into the virtually no recovery time as seen on the short ledge. Alright, one more example here of what I'm thinking in a kind of a practical application here. So I'm approaching a stratagem jammer with the hell bomb, activate and drop it. I'm going to run off this way because there's less enemies and I have some cover to run to. I get stunned for a second and a half and I lose about a third of my health. Then I run over here. Now, that would feel so much better if I could do that, just run off the edge, take no damage, and move immediately and just keep moving. That would feel really good. It would be really noticeable. Like, you would actually notice, like, oh, yep, that was the feet first passive that just let me run through that so smooth. And, yeah, it'd be fun. Now, looking at my health here, probably I'm going to have to stim, because a third off the top is, like, not safe to be running around on difficulty 10 automatons, and you get headshot one time and you're done. So I have to stim now because of that loss of health. But it would the change would save me a stim, and it would just feel good from a gameplay perspective. So that wraps up the video. If you agree with the changes, like the video, and hopefully it can get elevated to a place where Arrowhead can see it and consider it. That's all I have. Thanks for watching. Take care.